Hi, welcome to this week's Pick a Card. This is the week of 14 through 20 June 2020. But this particular reading will help you out for the entire month because this month we have 7 planets in retrograde. I know I've been feeling it, going through some of the challenges, it's bringing stuff up, and I figured others may too. So I figured this would be retrograde help for June 2020. So that's what we're here to do. So go ahead and you can take a moment and choose your totem and pause the camera if you need to. And I'm Seqkat, by the way, from Seqkat's Enlightenment.com, and I'm glad to have you here. There will be timestamps for you to choose your totem, and once you click on your totem, we'll begin your reading. I'll see you there. Okay, welcome if you chose the wolf totem. So let's see what your theme is for this month, going through all these lovely retrogrades. Do not fear the unknown. A good fitting one for this month. All right, so let's see what the cards have got to say. Okay, let's see if we got any more, and I'll read them all together. All right, let's get going here. Ooh, yeah, okay. So, I have these tuned to many of you, so you'll have to tune into your unique particular story. But with this theme of do not fear the unknown, we have been in resistance of our spiritual calling, and that's what these planets are doing. They're pulling things up to help you get back into heeding your spiritual calling. And it looks like we are probably in resistance to that because we are mourning something that we need to let go. Now, there could be an emotional attachment to something that we're hanging on, but it's, when I see the death card, especially see it in reverse like this, I think it's already been pulled out and we're mourning it. So you're staying attached to that energy, and you really need to work through that mourning, and you really need to work through that grief. Just move right on through into the pain, being sure to validate and comfort your ego as you do so. Because your feelings are very valid, however you're feeling, sad, grief, loss, whatever it is, even if you're feeling angry, those feelings are valid. But we don't want to stay there forever because this is just keep you bottoming out here. And then we're off of our fate line with this resistance and hanging on to this emotional attachment to what we have lost. And when I say we're off the fate line, it means following your fate line. What I mean by that is following those desires that are stirring joy in your heart. Instead, what we're doing, that's coming from the higher self. That's calling you into what you came here to do. And when we're not following it, we're going into egoic fears, attachments. So the ego gets off the path because there's been a bump and it doesn't like it. And it goes off into the woods and hides and gets in a bigger tangled mess and gets lost. And things just do not keep working. So it looks like that's exactly what's happening here. Things have not been working. And the ego is really scared because it's being tugged at and nudged at and pointing in the direction that's new and unfamiliar, and that's why they're reassuring you do not fear the unknown. Ego bases its survival on that which is familiar, even if it's not fun and it doesn't really like it. It knows it can survive that situation, so it wants to hold on to that. But to get into thrival, we have to let go. So that's what we're looking at there with our theme. So we'll shuffle and see if we get anything more with that. Okay. Yeah, we got a couple more cards. So you're also being invited to go within and do some meditation, reconnecting with your higher self, asking for help from your guides, your angels, or whatever the deities of your choice to get some assistance. they can really help you. When you ask for that help, it helps them to cross over your free will, because they're always respecting your free will. When we get off our fate line path, we have the freedom to do that. Things don't flow for us. When we're on the fate line path and following our heart's desires, things start flowing. The universe completely supports you to do that, and it opens up doors for you and lines people right up for you. So that's what you're being invited to do, to go and work through this grief and work through that fear of getting on this new path. And with the Empress showing up here too, I think we're being invited to do a little bit of self-love here. We're needing some other nurturing care, self-love within herself. She's a very self-empowering individual who self-empowers her children, and that's what you're needing, some self-love. So a great way to do that really is to see your ego. Just take like a little visualization. See your ego as a toddler, because it always is. It never really grows up. It's not like the adult form. Your higher self is like the adult form. And validate its feelings. Let it tell you what it hurts, why it hurts, and comfort it. Give it a hug and say, I understand and I'm here for you. And I will support you. Be there for it, and then turn to these spiritual help for help. All right, so let's move on now to the progression of your week. And that was really quick. We're already getting cards spilling out. We'll make some room here. Okay, so here we got some abundance that we're not seeing. And we got the Earth King. We've lost some material loss. So some things that we've let go of and we lost. But there is some abundance, but we've got to see it and be grateful for it. As we continue to not see it, then we will continue this path of loss here. And, okay, so we do have victory coming in and celebration. So like with families and friends, we'll be celebrating with your victory. So this is your progression. So you've got this coming. You just got to take some of these steps of letting go and validating and working in and heeding your spiritual calling and going into that meditation and finding that abundance and being grateful for anything that you possibly can be grateful for there. And then this is some of that lost, something that you were building that didn't quite work out. Hang in there. Your victory is coming. Okay, yeah, so we haven't been navigating through challenges with ease. While we're staying focused on this attachment of loss and not seeing the abundance where we have it. And this abundance may be with whatever you lost. I'm seeing maybe material with the Earth King coming up here reversed, and that might be the attachment here. So I don't know what you're going through right now. You have my empathies. It's not fun when you have material loss. When your relative world isn't supporting you, it's hard. It's hard to stay emotionally strong, and it's hard to stay upbeat. I completely understand that and get that. It does make it difficult to navigate through those challenges. The only thing I can tell you at that time, it is time to surrender to spirit, get spirit to help you, because this material world is elusive, and it begins with spirit. It begins with your thoughts. It begins with your feelings, and this is how we create and manifest it. And what we keep seeing and staying focused on is what we continue to perpetuate. So if you're not liking your relative world, you're staying focused on something negative and perpetuating it. I can relate. I've been doing that lately. I know this stuff. I teach this stuff. I've been teaching it for years. Even I still get caught up in it and have to catch myself. Dang it, I missed it there. And just this week, I have had to catch something myself. The planets have been working for me in that regard. And that's how the planets in retrograde can actually help you, because they can help you uncover what's you've been oblivious to. Okay, so that's also navigating through challenges without ease. And also, this can represent, because you have to tune into your particular story, because I have this tuned into many of you so you can link in with yours. If some of you are looking at a possible move of residence, there may be a delay. All right, let's see if we got anything more for the progression. Okay, we do. Yeah, so we've gotten out of our passion too. This is a new beginning of like following your heart's desires and your passion. And this really does offer, like, yes, go for it. The universe has got you. But this is showing that we've kind of gotten out of our passion, and it's because I think we're spending a little bit too much time in this grief and loss and failing to see what we do have, the smallest increment of what you have. We have to be grateful for it, and put our focus there and see it to make this grow and get bigger and bloom. As we continue to stay focused on the negative, that's what will grow and bloom and get perpetuated. So yeah, this can turn into success. You follow your desires by doing these steps of letting that go and seeing that abundance and spending some time being grateful and thankful and heeding your spiritual call. But you're going to really have to work those emotions and get yourself some emotional care here. And this one, you have a little bit of preparation. Okay, this is like the universe will support you. Once you're ready, it's ready to support you for those heart's desires. Once you're ready, but that's where you got to do your preparation. It's getting yourself ready, working through those emotions, as I was saying. Okay, so that's your progression of the week. So now let's look at what lessons you're possibly learning, or may have already learned that apply to you now this month, or relearning. Believe me, no, for me it was, I know this stuff. How do I forget this stuff? Yet again, it's not that you forget. It's just the story can get really in your face and big and hard. I know. Can be very difficult to navigate through it. Okay, so what lessons are we learning? Okay, so again, being invited to go within, and this is the Hermit card here. This also represents Virgo. So again, you're tuning into many stories. So if you are the Virgo or someone that's in these circumstances with you, that may be relative to you. But you're being invited to go within again, just as you were in your theme, and spend a little bit of time with your higher self in meditation. So they're reaffirming that, and that's what you're learning. Go within and ask for help. Stop trying to do everything on your own and creating your outside world from the outside. Trying to fix things from the relative world, from relativity, is like looking in a mirror and smiling, and when you're frowning in the mirror and the frown is reflecting back to you, you can't go to the mirror and make it smile. You've got to do the smiling within you. So you got to get back in here and fix things going on within you emotionally to show it up there. And then what you're learning, and once you do that, then you can enjoy the fruits of your labor, so that you'll be able to relax and do that. We're looking at a little possible betrayal here. I don't know that if you've gone through some betrayal and that is what you're working with and part of your lesson, and maybe something that you're trying to let go of too as well. If you have been the victim of betrayal, I do know forgiveness is one of the best things you can do, and I know that's difficult with betrayal because it can really tear into that place of trust, and I know that can be very difficult. Remember that you are safe within, and sometimes we'll put that safety on other people, and that gets very difficult. Believe me, I know. I've been there. I've been there through all of this. So I'm seeing some little more inner work there that's needed. Sure enough. And sometimes if we've been betrayed another, then we'll paint and expect yet a different person to betray us because we've been betrayed before. And that's the ego just being nervous and cautious, not wanting to go through it again. It can be difficult to open your heart, to be open to trust someone else won't betray you. That's where you got to do your inner work and change your vibration so you won't keep bringing those same reflections to you. Okay, so you have a choice to make too. So I don't know if that's going, since it's coming out right behind this betrayal card, you have a choice to make. So I don't know with whom this betrayal has occurred, what choice you have to make with them. So you know your particular story, and maybe you're trying to decide if you're going to remain in companionship with them of some type or form or not, or you have your own cleansing to do, or forgiveness, or whatever. So you have to tune into what is going to be in your highest limit, what is going to work best for you. Okay, but here we've got this is really good to see. We've got your progression is looking really good. We've got the King of Fire, and he's upright, so he's really good at solving challenges. And again, this is coming back to our passion too when we see the fire. So that is looking good. So it's like if we're following that passion, whatever the choice that we're going to make, this is also a sign of success. So that's looking really good. And we saw that in your progression with victory and success. So hang on to that as you work through all this stuff. Keep your eye on the end result. The light at the end of the tunnel is coming there, and that's looking really good. Okay, so we'll see if we got any more there. Okay, I think we're good there. Okay, so we're going to move on now to what can assist you during what you're going through right now, and whether that it could possibly be a change of inner attitude, because say as you change your inside, your outside changes reflection, or it could be something that's already in your outer world, your circumstances and or people that can assist you as well. So let's see what we get for that. Oh, we've already gotten here. Okay, so here this is, okay, we were working on a happily ever after and it didn't quite come forth. So that means we really do have to change. That's going back to this one. We have to see our abundance and be grateful for that. So we really need to focus on what we definitely can be grateful for. And the purpose of that is where you put your focus is what you continue to see in your life. So you really want to find every positive element in your life that you can to bring more of that positivity into your life that you're desiring. Let's move some cards in here. Okay. Okay. Yep, we have to rein this ego in. The ego has been running things probably most likely in fear, emotional attachment, scared, do not fear the unknown, fearful of letting go of the familiar. So, and that's where your subconscious fears can really kick in and run you. And so that's what we got to really rein in. We got to do some ego work and work that in. This also represents the Cancer card. So I don't know if this represents you or with whomever you got going on in your life as well. And yet here we've got some overwhelm and chaos, and we really need help, and we need to delegate and get some help here. So yeah, these emotions are kind of running you a little bit of amok, and you're feeling really overwhelmed. So we really got to work on these emotions, and that's what's going to assist you. And the first card to show up again is showing you what you need to be thankful for. Put your focus there. That is what's really going to assist you. So this is your biggest help this week, is really working with your ego, validating emotions, validating feelings, and then changing that focus and going within and meditating, as we see in a few cards, and giving yourself some self-nurture. Take it easy. Right now, things are hard. If you need to sit back a little bit and do a little binge watching and just try to take it easy. Don't beat yourself up during this time. I was kind of doing that a little bit myself. Don't do that. Relax a little bit. Take your time with this. Okay, we got a few more cards coming out here. Yes. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah. So this is, we're being invited with the floating cat, same as the Hanged Man, to let go. We're letting go of the old. Same thing here. Also, this represents Scorpio. I forgot to catch that. Letting go, again, letting go of some of the things that are feeling like chaos, hanging on to the familiar. We've got to let that go and do not fear the new. Letting go of those old thoughts and those old perpetuating those negative thoughts. And we've got to open up and see that abundance and see what you can possibly be thankful for. Gotta let that go. And yet someone is definitely, this is perpetuating again, focus. Someone's been left out in the cold, perhaps even abandoned. And when it's reversed like this, we're staying focused on it. Focusing all on the negative, and that will go back to that betrayal card. So maybe you feel abandoned there, and we're keeping our focus on the past, repeating it over in our mind and again in memories. Just, you have to move forward. Validate those feelings, and then don't stay there. You've got to move forward to get out of the muck that you're in right now. And yet, not working together with other personalities, so you can't attain a common goal. This can lead into trying to conquer other people to think like you, and that's what makes us feel safe when other people think like us. But you have a decision to make, especially with this betrayal here showing up, and it also said you had a decision to make. Can you work with this different personality that has betrayed you? Can you turn this up and you work with them with the different attributes and different traits and perspectives that you bring to attain a common goal, like these three cats are working to corral the beetle? Or are you too different and you don't have enough to connect you that you can't do it? Whatever you do, do not waste your time trying to conquer each other to think like the other. That's not going to work. You have to be who you are. Love allows. Allow yourself to be who you are, but love allows them to be who they are. And they need to also allow you to be different from them, as allows themselves as well to be different. So this is what you got to really think about. And this is what will help you bring you into your vibe tribe. And also assistance is find your vibe tribe. If you know anybody that is vibing in alignment with you, because this is showing out of alignment, connect with them, get that support, because we are social creatures and our best help that comes with us comes from others. That is our best healing that can definitely support you. And I'm talking someone that truly cares for you and truly loves you and truly supports who you are, not you being like them to make them happy. Someone who truly cares for you. So that's what you can look at for helping you this week. Okay, guys. All right, so that is your reading for this week. If you would like to see possible obstacles that you're facing right now or affirmations that you're in flow and the outcome, I invite you to join me for the extended reading. I'm trying to get these readings a little bit shorter here in less time. So I did this reading with the Mystical Cat Tarot and your Messenger Oracle here for your theme. And I will be doing an extended reading with the Tarot Familiar. And in the Tarot Familiar, I will go over any possible obstacles you're facing or affirmations of flow and your outcome. And I will also be clarifying. So if you need any more extra on this reading, look for the extended reading in the description box below beside the wolf totem. Okay, guys. So I hope this reading was helpful. Not the best of reading, but you can see what can definitely help you. There's a little bit of emotional work. And if you did find this helpful, I would really appreciate a like button. That really helps me circulate my videos out to others. I really appreciate that. I also welcome your comments. Please, I'd love to hear from you. I think that. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad to have you here to join me. And if you find me helpful and you'd like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. Just hit that subscribe button and the bell notifications. I'll put a card up here too for a chakra clearing. This would be good to really help you during this month. It clears all your chakras, your aura, your energies, grounds you Mother Earth, and we go back and open up your heart chakra. And seeing what you're going through here, I think that could be very beneficial and helpful. So I do those on the first Wednesday of the month, and the other Wednesdays I give you little tidbits during my Seqkat musings, just to help you get into your joy and live in your joy, because that's my goal. So I'll see you in one of those places, or perhaps the next reading next week on Sunday. And until then, much love and light. Okay, and welcome if you chose the cat totem for your reading for help with the planets in retrograde. So the theme you're looking for is change is unavoidable. So yeah, obviously there is a lot of change coming in 2020 all in itself, and all these planets in retrograde are playing a role in that and part of that. But I do ultimately believe it's leading to a greater good. In fact, I'll put a card up here. I actually did a tarot reading on that last week on the blessings, the global blessings for 2020. In case you would like to check that out if you missed it. Okay, so let's get some cards to read up on this change is unavoidable. And I know ego doesn't like change, so change makes us a little squirmy, a little fearful, a little resistant. It's understandable because ego bases itself in survival. So be easy on yourself during these retrogrades and be gentle with yourself. Take it easy as much as you can as you go into these changes. There we go. Oh yes, that story. Okay, sit back. All right, so changes in blah blah blah. Change is unavoidable, and we need to be listening to our intuition. And it's very possible that we also need to spend a little time and reflect on our emotions as well. This is the moon card and it is in reverse here, so we're being invited that we might be doing a little bit of resistance here. Like I say, tune into those emotions and be easy on yourself, and definitely heed your intuition. This also represents Pisces, whether or not this represents you or with someone that you're engaged as the reading unfolds in a particular situation or not. Again, I have this attuned to many of you, so you have to just listen towards your relevant story of what pertains to you. Okay, and we've got the Queen of Cups here. Yes, again, these cards coming back to back. You really do need to listen to her intuition, as she's the most clairvoyant of the deck as well. Definitely need to do that. And she's a nurturing mother type as well, with the emotions. So again, both of that. Yeah, I told you to reflect. If you could look at the kitty here, it's like a pond of water here where you need to look in and see the reflections. And the moon, we're talking about intuition and emotions, and water, we're talking about the same. So they're both pointing to the same thing. So those are both getting affirmed there. And it looks like we've been dealing with overwhelm. Perhaps these retrogrades are bringing overwhelm into your life right now. So I'm not sure. We'll see as the reading unfolds if you've been dealing with a lot of overwhelm all along, or if all of this is coming up as all of these planets in retrograde. That's what they're doing. They're shifting things and causing big changes to happen that are going to ultimately lead to a greater good. And there's definitely a feeling of overwhelm we need to look at and deal with. Yeah, and it looks like here that we were building like some type of legacy or family thing that we were trying to build here, and it didn't quite work out the way we wanted to, like a long-term investment here. So I don't know. We'll see as the reading unfolds. Perhaps your ego was engaged in not following its own heart's desires and trying to stay in a survival mode and building from that point of view. And anytime you build from that point of view, it doesn't work out. You get support from following your heart's desires. And here we got the King of Fire, speaking of those heart's desires and passions, those things that really move us and excite us. As we move towards that we are reassured we will have success with that. So that's the direction we definitely want to move in. Okay, and yes, that's going back here too. This matches this card here. It looks like our ego was building something that was not meant to be, wasn't working out for us. And we kind of like we're in a little bit of a bubble with it, okay, well, this is, where my ego feels the safest, so I'm going to keep sticking with it. And it looks like perhaps these retrogrades have popped that bubble and you realize, this ain't what I thought it was, and this ain't what I like to do. And again, and that's what's causing the chaos, you being called back to your passionate desires. And as you're called to those desires, when you can reverse this card, you're looking at choices here of your dreams and desires to choose from. But right now, your bubble's been, I love how I say that, right now, accent kicking in. Right now, I had to really think about that. You're looking at definitely that bubble being popped, and perhaps even a feeling of confusion, because when you get ego lost familiarity, and as you're on that path of familiarity and things come and disrupt these things, like that unavoidable change, it doesn't feel so safe. It gets a little bit scary, and it does cause some confusion there. Okay, so yeah, it looks like we're also lacking a little bit of family support. So I don't know what this is in your family per se, your immediate family, extended families, or perhaps even friends, those that you feel aligned with. You're going to have to look at that and see how that fits you. And the universe, again, is supporting you to move forward, but make sure where the success is going to kick in is when you're following your heart's desires and your passions, because that's coming from your higher self. Source has planted those desires within you. Source wants to experience those desires for you, and that's what works. That's when you get engaged and flow. So that's the direction you want to go into, and that's where you'll have that universal support to do that. Okay, so that is your theme. So let's look at your progression for this month, as we are in these retrogrades for the month of June 2020. I apologize if you're hearing kids in the background. Gotta get these readings out, and they're still awake. And they're a little noisy side. Okay, so yeah, there's been some failure with what we've tried to do, and perhaps it's showing us, perhaps these planets have shown us what we were trying to build long term is not working out, and we're actually seeing the failure. And when we get into that failure, when it's reversed like this, this can cause the ego to be scared to try again to build something anew, because it's scared of failure. The ego goes into what I call the forever never complex, What I am doing now and don't like, I forever will be stuck with. What I never accomplished and wanted to, I never will have. And it's BS. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. It's just ego's fears. So the universe is reminding you, don't miss out on opportunities that are either going to be coming towards you or are coming to you right now, because ego is scared to try again because it has failed in the past. And you, with the ego, I figured as much when I saw that card. And as the cards are unfolding, you're definitely on an egoic story. You've been building something from the ego, manifesting that which you do not like. This is the Magician card in reverse. We are creators. We create our preference and we create our contrast based on how we're vibing inside, what we're focused on and thinking about and feeling. So if things have been negative in the past and we stay focused on that and constantly feel that, relive those memories, that's what we continue to perpetuate in our life. And we'll do it sometimes to avoid that change because of that survival, even though doing something better and new would be better, but it scares the ego because it's not sure that it can survive it, because it is going to choose survival as number one. Your higher self was always pulling you into thrival, while you're in a little bit of battle with the ego with survival. So the ego always has to be reassured and accommodated. So that's where you have to look at those emotions and validate your feelings when you have felt the failures and the pains of those losses. Feel those pains, move through that, and comfort yourself, as well as the fears of trying again. You have valid reasons to feel that way. And one of the best ways, if you follow me a lot, you'll learn that. One of the best ways that I really teach this, I actually teach this in my own program, called The Practice of Loving Yourself, is to see your ego as a little child. Go into a meditation and let it tell you its pains and fears and voice them to you, and then comfort it. Give it a hug and say, hey, you know what you're feeling, you're valid to feel, you have every right to feel that way. And reassure that you're there for it and you got its back. But you don't want to stay focused there. You want to then from there move forward. And yeah, right now you do not feel like things are right in your world. And they're not. When you're building things from the egoic point of view to survive, things are not right in your world, because that's not what you came here to do. You came here to thrive. You came here to experience those desires which feel like a pull to joy. You came here to experience that. That's what the source put those in there. So when you're off that, what I call the fate line, when you're not following your joy, you're off your fate line. And things are not right with your world. Things really get messed up. And it looks like we're getting into some cutthroat competition with others. So that's come into play as well. And it's no wonder why I'm seeing that chaos and an overwhelm card there too. So yes, not looking pretty here, guys. Not, but don't let this reading freak you out and go, oh my gosh, everything's just horrible. This reading is to bring these things to your awareness, and as I show you these things, they show you what you can do. They're telling you to listen to your intuitions. They're telling you to look at your emotions, work through them, comfort yourself, and move forward. And they're also reassuring you that you will be successful as you move forward. This reading is also showing you follow your heart's desires. We kind of get it inbred in us from a paradigm from childhood that we just need to live for the buck and survive and not follow your desires and passions. A lot of times that does get instilled within us. Don't buy it. It's not what you came here to do. It's a load of crap. Do not buy it. Okay. Yes, okay, so now you can navigate through your challenges with ease. You've got the help and assistance of Spirit. Just call upon it and ask it. They are assuring you as you get into those heart's desires that they will assist you with that. And then again, I have this tuned to many of you, so this also represents a move of resonance. So tune in if this fits you, and if it does, your move looks pretty progressive. Things look like they're on par there. And yep, and then you're wanting to try something new, and you're like just starting to try something new, but before you can, you've got to work through some grief of some loss, probably of the old that you were trying to build that didn't work out because you're building from an egoic stance. So those emotions, looking at those, we saw that here in the theme card too, with both the Moon card in reverse and the Sea Queen up here. Got to work through those emotions, really being called to do that. And yeah, when also here we've got someone giving charity here, but this is not a symbiotic relationship here. So I don't know if you're in this situation and someone is perhaps offering you charity, but they've got a little ulterior motive. So you want to watch that and make sure they're not trying to take advantage of you and being nice. Or maybe you are the one providing charity and someone's taking advantage of what you are providing for them and just abusing this as your situation. So you want to look at how that's going. This is not a symbiotic relationship. Someone's either got an ulterior motive or somebody's abusing the grace, so to speak. And you're definitely being called to be who you are, and that's following those heart's desires. You came here to be you. You didn't come here to please everybody else. You didn't come here to be like everybody else. You came here to be the unique perspective and aspect of source that you are. That's why you were created so. Okay, so that is the progression of your week. So let's move on forward and look at what lessons you were learning or perhaps relearning. And let's see how those can help you. Okay, so I'm seeing a little disharmony, most likely in a romantic relationship. So maybe this is what we're learning to do, is how to bring in harmony in a relationship. I don't know if there's one disintegrating either or not. I'm not sure. So you know your relative story. You know how this is fitting you. And things are really scary. We're looking at a lot of change right now. And they're really calling you to have some courage, have some faith with the Strength card here. And this also represents Leo. So I don't know if that's you or someone with whom you're engaged in a situation. But it's scary. You're struggling with having that strength. Ask for that spiritual help. They will assist you. Just tune in with your higher self, your guides, your angels, the deities of your choice, and get that spiritual strength. And maybe even those in your outer life that you know truly love you and care for you for who you are, not the type that love you, that want you to be the way they want you to be to make them happy. Be careful of that. We all have those in our lives. Okay, let's see what other lessons you're learning. Yep, leverage department's not looking good. Okay, so we've got a deep loss here and we're mourning it. And guys, I'm really sorry. This is painful. I know it's hard. It showed up here, some little pain and grief. Something new, but we can't move forward till we work through that. These emotions are really showing up. We've got a lot of grief to work through here. That's really showing up over and over again. And to be able to move forward, you've got to move through the grief. That's what I call moving through the portal of pain to find your joy, because it is like, let's say this is the portal right here, your joy is slammed right behind it. And what a lot of us do, we'll meander and avoid that pain and grief and don't want to face it and tug it under a rug and not look at it and numb out and what have you. And we meander here sometimes for years. And we eventually find ourselves, to find our joy, we eventually end up standing right here and have to go through that portal of pain to get to the joy. So the sooner you go through that portal of pain and work through those emotions and feel it and grieve through it, then you can move forward. But don't stay constantly reliving those memories. Don't do that. Honor those pains, honor those feelings, learn the lesson, move forward off of the story and move forward. And again, disharmony with the Lovers. Perhaps we might be looking at a breakup here. Because this showed up here and it's showing up here with the Lovers card in reverse. Or definitely disharmony, and maybe we're trying to learn how to work in harmony with our lover. Tune into your relative story. Somebody may be having a breakup. One of you may be trying to figure out how the hell do we work this together and come into harmony. And this also represents Gemini. I'm not sure if that is you or someone else. And also the Death card represents Scorpio. So again, each of you have your relative stories. Tune in here, what rings a bell for you. All right, let's see if we got any more for your lessons this week. Oh, yes, we do. Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, gosh, guys. I'm really, really sorry. You've hit rock bottom, the ultimate defeat. Seeing this puppy in reverse, or I should say kitty. I'm really, really sorry. And that definitely fits with this Death card. You've definitely got some grief to work through. Definitely, that just keeps showing up over and over again. And I'm really sorry. If you're going through a breakup, I understand. Because you're not only breaking up with a person and losing that person in your life and how things were in that regard, you're also losing the future that you planned. So it's a great deal of loss that you're facing. I've been there. It hurts like hell. I know. You really have deep empathies and comforts with that. The good news is you've hit the end. You've hit the end of that. You've hit the ultimate defeat. You're not going to get any more defeated, let's say it that way, because you've hit the rock bottom. And as you hit the bottom, you can't go any further down. The only way you can go now is to go up. So that is the good news. This is coming to an end, whatever your particular situation is. Definitely be gentle with yourself. Definitely give that ego love and attention and comfort and hugs. We all need love and comfort and validation, but we need it most from ourselves more than anyone. That is why I call this the practice of loving yourself, because that's what we need to be doing. And again, this is affirming exactly what I saw here in your theme card. What your ego was building did not work out, because this again is building something long term and you've been waiting for it, but it was never meant to be, because it was an egoic path. Your ego went off its faith line into a patch of woods because it got a bump on its faith line, and it gets scared the bump goes in the woods and makes a bigger mess. So it was never meant to be, guys, on whatever your particular scenario and story was. Let this reading show you it was not meant to be, so you can move forward to that which is. Don't let this reading knock you down. Move through that grief so that you can move forward. And yes, guys, and here, this is what we're doing now. We're looking back at our memories with nostalgia, but the thing is, we're looking back at our memories. Oh, I remember those days, and they were so great, and I miss them, and I wish they were still here. For those of you, if you were engaged in a breakup, this is one of the famous things that we do. Okay, when you're in the relationships and things are coming to an end, a lot of times we're fussing. Okay, this isn't working out, that's not working out. We're not connecting here, we're not connecting there. We can even blame me. Oh, you're doing that, and I don't like this, and I don't like that. But as soon as you break up, oh my God, I loved it when they did this. I loved it when she did that. I loved it when we did this. Go back and look at the list of what wasn't working. Write all that down and stay focused on that, so that you don't sit here and just go in a deep depression of the loss. I'm seeing a lot of cards here pointing at you've got to let go of that loss, and it's very vital for you to be able to move forward. You are firm success. This change, guys, I'm so sorry. I love you dearly and have all my empathy and compassion, is unavoidable, but I promise you it will lead you to a light at the end of the tunnel. I've been there, and I can tell you, as hard as it was, as scary as it was, as painful as hell as it was, I'm glad it happened, because I'm in a much, much, much better place than I could have ever imagined. My ego could never imagine that, but my higher self knew, and your higher self knows as well. And yep, here you go. Same thing. The ace is reversed. Being called to something new. It's going to be your passionate desires. You're not quite ready yet for it. It will be successful when it turns upright, but you got to get prepared and ready for it. And what you got to do is work through those emotions and that loss and grief to be able to do that. And then, here we go. Then you will be on your fate line. Working through these emotions is your fate line, and then it's going to put you on the path of where your heart is calling you. And when your heart calls you and you follow that way, it's strange and it's scary and it's wild and as illogical as it may seem to you, when you take that first baby step in that direction that your heart is calling you, things start working for you. And the more baby steps you take towards that direction, as scary as it may be, the more and more flow the universe starts opening doors for you, starts lining people up for you. I promise you, follow that. That will really, really help you. So these are the lessons you're learning this week, guys. Y'all are really going through it. You really have my empathy, but I am excited for you in one aspect, that I know you're going to emerge so much better on the other end of this tunnel. But I know it's tough right now. You definitely have my empathies and compassion for that. Okay, so that are the lessons that you're learning. So let's look at what can assist you and help you during these times. And so it could be a change of your inner attitude, because as you were feeling and thinking in here, that's what's showing up out there in your relative reality, because that's how we create and is reflecting out there. Or it could be something already in your relative reality that exists, whether it be circumstances and or people that can assist you and help you. So here we have the Emperor card. So we could be looking at a very loving, fathering, nurturing character in your life. So I don't know if you have a father figure that you can turn to that can be of assistance to you and help you through these times. And this also represents Aries. So maybe you have an Aries that you can turn into your particular story. But this can help you and assist you. And again, You've let go of those passions, and you've got to get back into those passions and get back on that heart's desires path. This is what can help you. But work through that grief and loss. Because of the Queen here in reverse, she's not in her passion. She's not enjoying her passions. When she's upright, she is, and she's excited, and she's thriving, and she's doing well, and she's not here right now. She's kind of lost her passions. We'll lose our passions, thinking we can't have them when our ego takes us down the wrong way. So those are some things that can help you. And let's see, we can get some more cards here that will assist you. Okay, so this is righteous defense. So I don't know if you're in a little bit of conflict with someone, but hold your ground. That will help you too. Hold your ground. It could be starting to follow your heart's desires, and some negative Nancy's might start knocking on. You're crazy for doing that because they don't believe they can have their dreams. And it's just so unlike you, and you need to stay the same, and you need to be who you are to make me happy. There's people in your life that do this. Hold your ground. This is a righteous defense card. Don't let them knock you down. Avoid those negative Nancy's, guys. Sometimes it's best to keep your new desires and dreams to yourself, so those negative Nancy's can't knock you down because your ego is struggling to believe itself right now. So don't let those others pull that belief down. That is something that will definitely help you there. I'm going to go ahead and take that one since it did flip. Yep, and it's good to go within and connect with your higher self, and it's good to connect with your guides and what have you also. But also make sure, and I've been there too, I isolated too much. Don't isolate too much, because we are social creatures, and the best way we can heal and recover is through companionship with others. Even if you're the introverted type, I know I am an INFJ, I'm very introverted, very introverted. Even if you are that type, isolating too much is not beneficial. It does not help you heal. If we were to come here and play this planet 3D Earth game as one singular unit by ourselves, we would have done it. We're not. We were created as social creatures, and that is where we actually end up doing our best healing. So make sure you do not isolate too much. And also this represents Virgo. So tune into your story, relative story, whether that be you or someone else. Maybe you have a Virgo in your life that can be some assistance to you. Yep, and then here we go. Okay, so you're beginning a new journey, so have faith and hang on. You're starting a new journey, and your new journey, as you were assured in your theme with this unavoidable change, will be successful as you follow those heart's desires. So, and this means too, because the journey, it's the cat, the Fool card. It is upright, so your journey, your new journey will be successful. So hang on to that. That can assist you as you go through the pains and grief. Write it down. I'm on a new journey. This new journey is successful. I'm going to be okay. It may hurt like hell right now, but I'm going to be okay. And keep your eye on the ball that way. That can help you get through the muck. Yeah, and here we got the floating cat, same as the hanged man. Again, I was telling you, let go. Let go of the past. Let go of all the stuff that held you down, bogged you down, that your ego was working on. Let it go. You let it go. Letting go is what's going to best help you. Okay, so let me do one more shuffle here and see if we get any more cards for your help row to see what can help you in the system. Again, guys, this one has a noisy background, and I apologize. Okay, we have one more card here. So we've got the fire kitten in reverse. So there's a little bit more preparation you need to do, and that preparation is obviously being shown to you here is working through those emotions. When it's upright, it's prepared and ready to start something new, maybe a little timid about getting burnt. But when it's reversed, you got a little bit more preparation to do. The universe will completely support you, and as I showed you, you will be successful on your new journey. You kept getting cards reassuring you on that. Okay, guys, so that is what can help you. If you found this reading helpful and would like to know what your possible obstacles that you're facing or affirmations you're to flow, and would like to know the outcome, I will be continuing that reading with the Mystical Cat Tarot in the extended reading. I'm trying to get these readings shorter for YouTube now, and then it will also clarify with the Tarot Familiars the entire reading. So you can find that extended reading link in the description box below by the cat totem. You'll see the word cat down there. And I know this was a rough reading, guys. I'm really sorry, but if you found it beneficial and helpful, I really appreciate a like. It helps me circulate my video out to reach out and help others. You got a turbulent month, guys, with all these planets in retrograde, but you can do this. Stay focused on working through those emotions, giving that ego some self-love and comfort and validation, and connect with some others that truly love you. And may even have to get some coaching, I'm not sure. Do what can best help you through this, guys. But there is light at the end of the tunnel. You're also being assured success. So hang in there, guys. I do love you, and you have my full compassion here. I also recommend a chakra clearing. I did one the first Wednesday. I'll put the card up here for the chakra clearing that would really help you. It'll cleanse your aura, cleanse all your energies. as well as go through all of your 12 major chakras and ground you with Mother Earth. I'll come back and open your heart chakra as well, which is very beneficial. So when our heart chakra is open, that's when we get more into our power. And getting into your power will be very beneficial to help you through this month. That would be a very helpful meditation for you guys. Okay, so I will either see you in the extended reading or maybe the heart chakra or on the Seqkat's musing series that I call my other Wednesdays, where I give you tidbits of how to get in your joy and live in your joy, or the next reading next Sunday. Also, if you're new to my channel, welcome. I'm glad to have you here. If you found this is helpful or any other of my videos are helpful and you would like to subscribe, I'd love to have you. Just hit that subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you would know when my videos have come out for you. I'm here to help you. My goal is to help people live in their joy. So until whenever I see you at the extended reading or next time, much love and light. Welcome if you chose the Raven Totem for your theme for the retrograde help. Okay, yours is, and it's in reverse, know your fears. So seeing it reverse there tells me you might have some subconscious fears going on that might be running you that you're unaware of. But let's see what the cards have to say. Studies have shown through Retrograde and Bruce Lipton, Joe Dispenza, that our subconscious runs us like 95% of the time. And it comes from programming that we've had started with our childhood. And pains and fears can definitely play a role in that. But no, starting out here good with the card here showing that we are in alignment with our vibe tribe. So that's interesting. So let's see. Interesting because you would think that bump up against the fears. So let's see what else we got here. Okay, but we are out of balance, and if we do have our subconscious fears, that can definitely cause that. And then with all these lovely planets in retrograde, that can be making us feel quite a bit out of balance right now. And that would be understandable. Okay, so you, all right. So this is interesting too. We have a true offer of love. So it's either has already come in or is coming in. And so it's a vibe tribe here too. So a true offer of love. So it sounds like you have a true offer of love, someone that is in alignment with who you are. Perhaps you have some unknown fears that maybe you are having a difficulty trusting this. And that might be making you feel out of balance. I'm not sure. So this will be interesting to see how the cards unfold for your reading. This one is going to be interesting. Okay, so we also have the Moon card in reverse here. So this one's always inviting you to reflect upon some emotions. Again, unknown fears that could be running you that we could have numbed out and are not looking at. And also to heed your intuition. So yeah, we want to look at that. So yeah. We do have a few more before I even started the row. Just give me start your progression. Do I want to make this your progression? I was just getting to say, let's look at your progression week. So now I'm in that place where I have to decide, is this your progression row? Or more on your theme? I think this is more on your theme, guys. Okay, so here we have the King of Earth. So like he establishes his legacy. He gets his business together. He's got his family. He's establishing things that he can pass on to his family. And he is about success. And starting something new, and it's up right here, and this again is in the earth. So this again is success. So starting something new, we got this new offer of love. They are in alignment with us. This is looking successful, guys. Okay, and then yes, we have family support and celebrate. It's like they're celebrating with you. So you got family support on this. So none of this new offer of love can become a part of your family, and that is successful. Or even your family agrees that this person is in alignment with you, and that is successful. The fears here, at some point in time we have been left out in the cold. So this looks like we're pointing at the romance department, seeing that true offer of love. So we've been left out in the cold. So I do have this tuned to many of you and your different relative stories. So we'll see how the cards unfold, and it may take us off the romance path, but it may keep us on it. So we'll see how it goes. It looks like we perhaps have experienced some abandonment in a previous romantic relationship, which has some subconscious fears running us, which might be causing us to not trust, not heed that intuition, feeling out of balance within ourselves, to not trust that true offer of love. But they're coming in here, guys, and they're saying you got a happily ever after with this. So this reading is looking kind of good. Okay. I'm liking the looks of this so far, guys. So let's see. Let's look at the progression. Your progression of this month with these planets in retrograde. Also, I forgot, this represents Pisces, so I don't know if this is in reference to you, or perhaps your new offer of love coming in, or a reference to someone in your past, or whomever else the cards may unfold to show. Again, I have this tuned to many of you, so pick up on that. So we have this card that's inviting you to hold your ground. This is like a righteous defense card. So as you're moving towards something new, perhaps, or whatever you're progressing towards, hold your ground. This is right for you. Don't let some negative Nancy knock you off and go, don't buy into that. Other cards come into play here. Okay. Whoop. Dropping cards. Okay. So this here is the Hermit card reverse, which means it's always good to take a little time and pull in within yourself and connect with your guides and higher souls and angels, the deities of your choice. It's always good to do that. But be careful you do not isolate too much, because we are social creatures and we do thrive in some social. Even if you're introverted, we do thrive with that. So again, these abandonments that we've been through can definitely cause that. Been there, know that one. I've done the very same thing. It looks like we were in a and so we have something to let go of, and that is probably the issues and the fears that are running with that abandonment that are causing you to feel unbalanced. And that's what we gotta let go of. So we gotta move forward. Let go of that pain, let go of that story. So make sure you work through those emotions if you haven't already. Work through that. Looks like you were in a tangled mess with someone, and it doesn't look good. And you might have even gotten into some legal issues if this was a romantic partner. Maybe it was a divorce. Maybe there's kids involved or something, and the legal issues didn't look too good for you. This is also your progression this week, so you may be in the midst right now of it happen. Why do I say rant? Right now. You might be in the midst of it right now, and things are sticky and they're not looking too good, and that new offer love is coming, and you might be like, oh gosh, no, not with what I'm been going through right now. So that could very well be possibly going on too. And this also represents Libra, and this also represents Scorpio. So tune into how you are, who you are, whatever your relative story is. Maybe you were one in the middle of a breakup with so-and-so, you know, or maybe not. Maybe that was your past. So let's continue to see how they unfold. And again, like I say, I have this tuned to many of you, so your relative story will scream at you. Oh, and the reverse Hermit card, that is Virgo. So you got a lot of horoscope cards right there in the first row. So yeah, we're talking a lot of you here at once. Okay. Okay, so yes. All right. The universe is letting you know that you are loved and supported to start something new. And this is going into the earth. So this is building. This is like building a family, building abundance, building an establishment. So that's really good. But I can see that you are experiencing your nightmares in your relative reality, probably with whomever you've got this tangled mess with, and maybe with whomever you have felt abandoned with, and whomever you also feel like you have to hold this righteous defense. So you got a little bit of mixture here going on, but you're moving towards that new, with that true offer of love. You're moving towards alignment with your vibe tribe, and you're moving towards this happily ever after, and you're moving towards a success. So these planets coming into retrograde are pushing up what wasn't working and the old, and are also bringing in the new that is working for you. And you have worked on something to get yourself to this point where newness is already coming in. So that is actually really good. So let's look at what lessons you are learning this week, or perhaps have already learned and are applicable, or maybe we're even relearning. But there are a couple of times. We are human. Okay, yeah, so this is good. So you're learning to jump and leap into what is ideal for you. So your heart is calling you. Your heart's desires are calling you. That's your higher self. Source has planted desires in your heart and wants you to move and leap towards them. So this is what you're learning, to move towards those. And it's a new journey. It's a new offer of love. It's a new journey for you. You're being supported by that. So that is really good to see. You got a good reading here, guys, from what I'm seeing thus far. I'm liking the looks of this. I'm liking the looks of this really well. Okay. All right, so you have a choice to make. So I don't know if maybe you're in the midst of a breakup of something that's not working well, and that's going to get the old out to bring in space for the new. Maybe it's just making choices to move towards your ideal you. You have your own relative story, so you have to tune into what's going on. So you have a choice to make, so that's before you there. And there's a current situation in which you feel trapped, and it may be an entrapment with a situation in a relationship that is not in alignment and is not feeling good. And that has led you to feel also very, very overwhelmed as well. So when you're feeling trapped, you can look to your higher self, your guides and angels, and ask them for help, because it can cross over your free will and assist you in getting out of that entrapped feeling there. Yeah, and what you thought was working in your past, your bubble's been popped. You realize it's not working, and it may be causing you some confusion, because it's bringing you into this newness, and you're a little bit lost, because he gets a little bit lost in the newness area. It likes to stay with that, which is familiar. But you do seem to have family support here, and you also have support of the universe as you're going towards this new journey for that which is ideal for you. So that is looking really good, guys. So I'm seeing a little bit of mixture of what you're dealing with, maybe still a little bit of the present, but I mean, I feel like you're like on the cusp. If it's still in your present, it's just getting ready to move into the newness, or maybe it's just fresh in your past. It's just been your very recent past, and you're coming into that new journey. That's what I'm getting from these energies with this reading here, guys. So let's see if you get any more for your lessons. I think it's going to be good for your lessons. Okay, so let's look at what can assist you. So now that could be a change in your inner attitude, because as you have things going on in here, that's what reflects what's going on out there and brings it to you, because that's how you manifest. What you think on, what you focus on, what you feel is what you create. And so we're going to look at that. And or it could be already current circumstances that you already have in your relative reality, and or people. So something that can assist you is we have some more learning to do. So we definitely need to do some more learning and preparation there. So I don't know what subject line or matter it is that you need to do that. You tune in, you probably know what this is. You're bored with a current situation, maybe getting a little bit apathetic. And like I said, yeah, some of you I feel like are on that cusp. You're in a present situation, and you're on that cusp of it, getting ready to switch over to that, which is good. Or fresh out of it, and you might just be in a little bit of a stasis too, and you might even be numbing out so you don't feel this pain of the old and the pain of the subconscious fears and the pain of that overwhelm or trapment too, even if you're still presently in it. So you don't want to numb out, you want to work through your emotions. And there has been failure. So yeah, like a failure in this relationship, that tangled mess that we're getting in with the people, and our nightmares coming into it relatively, and that overwhelm and that feeling trapped. So yeah, there has been a bit of a mess, and yeah, definitely entanglement. And so don't let that failure get to you, and that failure's coming up over here, numbing out the pain of that failure. You don't want to get numb, because that's not going to help you. Yep, so here we go. All right, now, so the universe is showing you that you can navigate through whatever challenges you're going through right now. And as these planets from retrograde, they are pulling that old stuff up. You can navigate through these challenges with ease. Just stay connected with your higher self, your angels, your guides, whatever your deities are that you work with. Stay connected with them. They can easily help you navigate through those challenges. And again, as I have you, this attuned to many of you, some of you may be also looking at a move of residence, and if that is the case, that is looking good for you and looking successful. No issues there. And then we have the Queen of Sky here, and she's in reverse. And when she's upright, she's being very logical and can make a neutral, or make decisions from a neutral perspective and not an overwhelm of emotions. One or two things, so since I have this attuned to many of you, one or two things could be happening here. One, you're either getting a little too cold-hearted, again, guarding against that numbing out. We could be looking at that. Or perhaps we're a little bit emotionally attached to this abandonment situation, whomever abandoned you. So tune into what it is. And if that's the case, we want to let go of that emotional attachment. And we want to also open that heart energy, that heart center, so that we don't get too cold-hearted. We don't want to do that either. I'll put a card up here for a chakra clearing for you, because my chakra clearing also clears all your chakras. But after grounding with Mother Earth, I go back and open your heart chakra, and that can be very, very assisting for you. Good assistance for you. I'm not saying that though, or it sounds right. Okay. Yep, and this is a spiritual calling. Your new path is, and you're not resisting it, you're heeding it. And you're being assured on this new path and this new journey that you're heading towards your happily ever after. So that's really good to see. Very, very good to see. And it looks like here there's been some time not spent with loved ones that is causing some disintegration in relationships. So I don't know if this is in this romantic partnership that we're having some questions about, if that has caused the scenario and has played the situation, or what. So you have to tune into how that is working for you. So let's see if there's anything else. And since this is in the help row, maybe you need to tune in and get with true loved ones to help you heal, because we heal with the thrives of others. So maybe this is an invitation for those that truly love you and care for you and care for what is best for you. We have to watch those loved ones that, oh, they want you to do X, Y, Z to make them happy. They're not the ones we want to hang out. We want to hang out with the ones that, hey, this is what you need. And it's not for me. And let's do what you need to take care of you. That's what we want to look at there. So let's see if you got any more for your assistance or help. to help you out during these retrogrades. Yeah, the Earth Queen, she's kind of feeling out of her element right now where you are. Like I said, I have this present tense energy that you're on the cusp of switching. You're in a little mess right now, but you're in the cusp of letting that go and coming into that new. So take heart with that, because she's really usually has her act together, got her business together, her family together, want to turn to wise counsel, and she's out of her element when she's reversed. But take heart. You got that new love coming in. You're going to have family support celebration. You got your happily ever after coming in. You just need to spend some time working on those emotions of that abandonment and the fear that comes with that. That stirs a fear of people. I know I've been there. I've dealt with severe abandonment issues. I know how that gets. And work with those emotions is this card calls you to as well. And tune in and heed that intuition. And that is what will really help you, because you are definitely being assured of success. So not too bad reading here, guys. Okay, so in light of trying to keep these YouTube videos a little bit shorter, I will be continuing with your affirmation or possible obstacles that you're facing, Ro, and then your outcome. So if you would like to see those, I invite you to join me. I will continue with that with the Mystical Tarot cards in the extended reading, and that will be in the link below beside the Raven. And then after I do those two rows, I will also be clarifying with the Tarot Familiar the entire reading. So just click on that link for that if you would like to do that. And so yeah, so not a bad reading, guys. Hang in there. It's a little bit messy. You're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, but you're going to come out really good. You really are. So that is looking good. If you found this reading helpful, I would really appreciate if you could give me a thumbs up. That helps me circulate my video out to others and where they can reach out and help those. I really would appreciate that, guys. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. I love having you here. And if you found this helpful and you would like to subscribe, I'd love to have you join me. You can subscribe and hit that bell notification, because on the Sundays I do the tarot readings. On the first Wednesday of the month I do chakra clearings, and the other Wednesdays I call the Seqkat Musing series. These are little tidbits, and I kind of go through the tarot, like one tarot card or another. I share little tidbits of what you can do to get into your joy and to live in your joy, because that's my goal, to get everybody living in the joy, because that's what you came here to do. So I really would appreciate that, guys. Okay, so I will either see you in the extended reading or in one of those other areas at the musings or the next tarot reading or chakra clearing. Until next time, much love and light.